Okay. Hey guys, it is, oh God, I don't even know what day it is. It's January 30th. I should know what day it is. It's almost the end of the month and we're all hustling our rears off right now, right? Um, Welcome to our team call. If you are on Lori's team, this is y'all's bonus call for the week. I kind of invite Lori's team and my team to just kind of jump on. I'm super excited to have Allie talk. Let me just tell you why. I don't even think she really had to like tell me her accolades because you can just go and creep her Instagram and know she's Dunkin' Donuts obsessed. She loves margaritas. She killed it with 80-day obsession and Transform 20. She has only been coaching since January of last year and has quit her full-time job and has doubled her income in a year. Her IG name, is it Margaritas and Muscles? Wait, I get it all confused all the time. Which one's first, Allie?
Muscles and margaritas.
Muscles and margaritas. And she's got some little, I think it's champagne glasses in her Instagram. So she is a Success Club All-Star, right?
No, I haven't been a coach for a year. So I started coaching in March.
Oh my God. So like not even a year, okay? Let me just tell you, she's going to be a Success Club also. That's not an issue. Her highest Success Club has been 86 unless you've passed it. Have you passed it?
No, not this month.
Okay. 86. She is literally killing it. And you know what? She freaking lives life and has still gotten an amazing transformation. And if you watch her, she will throw in her why. And she's got a gorgeous little girl. She's buffalo plaid obsessed, but she lives life, you guys. And I think that's the biggest thing. She doesn't let quote unquote a diet get in the way anymore because it's not a diet anymore. Right? This is a lifestyle change that she made 11 months ago, and she was a yo-yo dieter. So, and I mean, I can't even remember, you said one time how many diets you went through on Instagram stories. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can only imagine, because doesn't matter if you have 5, 10, 100, 150 pounds, guys, to lose. We are all yo-yo dieters as women. I don't care who you are. You're probably some type of yo-yo dieter. And if the results did not come in 2 days, you probably were like, well, damn, they're not going to come. Let me try another one. So Allie finally said, screw it, and went all in last March as a coach, but she went all in. And I mean, if you haven't seen her transformation, it just keeps getting better. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Allie Griffith, let her kind of just go over like yo-yo dieting and why she finally quit and what stuck with her and resonated with her over the past year to not only transform her life, but kick ass in the coaching world too. So girl, take it away.
Okay, so that was awesome. You're so sweet. And I didn't know you know so much about me. It's kind of crazy. But that means I'm good at branding myself and I'm good at letting people know who I am. So it means I'm doing my job. But I am Allie, like she says. I have been a coach for, 10 months now? 9, whatever, 10 or 11 months. And I just kind of did this out of necessity. So I became a coach out of necessity. I couldn't stick to anything. I couldn't stick to my diets, couldn't stick to anything. Little backstory is I've always suffered from eating disorders and just yo-yo dieting and everything since the earliest I can think of me hating my body and wanting to change it was 6 years old. And just knowing that I was bigger than the other girls and I matured faster than the other girls. And so I was always just different. And I hated my body and I wanted to change it. And I was dieting as early as I can remember, cutting carbs and trying all these crazy, insane things to try to lose the weight. And shocker, none of it stuck. From what I can recollect, I've done 12 different diets, anywhere from starving myself whenever I was in cheerleading because I wanted to have the thigh gap like all the other girls, to bulimia, throwing up because I love to eat too much to starve myself. So I was like, let me just throw it up because I felt guilty. And from, Weight Watchers and all these things. And y'all, the one reason why none of these stuck is because I always went into it as a diet mentality. And there's something different from thinking about, okay, I'm going to change my life than to thinking like, I'm going to start this diet. Because if you say the word diet, if you start this diet, y'all, diets are meant to be temporary. Changing your life isn't meant to be temporary. And so if you're always going into it, and this is what I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, if you go into this saying, all right, I'm starting this new diet, you're going to fail. I mean, that's just the point blank period. It's all about shifting your mind and changing it into a mindset thing. Like, y'all, I'm drinking coffee and it's got some caramel creamer in it, but I don't stress it anymore because I know that I'm no longer dieting, I'm living my life. And I think that is the one thing that's made me successful in just my fitness journey, is just knowing like, okay, like I can have pizza or I can have a margarita, like if I really want it, but unless I really want it, there's no reason to do it. And I really attest 100% to me. Whoever's on, can you mute yourself? Because I have squirrel brain like nobody's business. But I really attest like me being able to actually stick to a diet to coaching. So I became a coach in March out of necessity. Like I said, I became a coach because I couldn't stick to anything. I did Beachbody On Demand for a whole year, my way or the highway. I refused to drink the Shakeology. I was so against it. I said, I don't drink my shakes. I was like, I don't drink my calories. Only way I'm drinking my calories is in the form of tequila. Like I'm not drinking my calories. So I canceled that right away. I didn't want to follow the meal plan because I didn't think it was good. So I did Weight Watchers. Decided not to do that. So I was just doing the workouts. I did this for a whole year in preparation for my wedding, and shocker, I only lost 20 pounds. And at 300 pounds, let's just say 20 pounds in a year is not great. I thought I was broken. I thought that I could never lose the weight. I thought that I would never be able to love myself. And I was contemplating weight loss surgery. I had a consultation set up and I was like, I'm going to reach out to my coach and tell her that I'm canceling because I'm broken. Like I'm not going to be able to lose the weight and that there's nothing ever going to work for me. And the one word that she said is, Allie, she's like, you've got to commit. Like, I know you've been doing Weight Watchers. I know you don't drink the Shakeology. Like, you've got to just commit. You've got to commit to the program. You've got to commit to the nutrition. You've got to commit to drinking your shakes every single day. And she's like, do that. There's this new program coming out called 80 Day Obsession. Do that for 80 days and see what happens then. Pause the weight loss surgery, whatever, and see what happens then. So I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Like I've got nothing to lose. Let me just do it. And so I signed up with the shakes and she's like, do you want to coach? She's like, do you want to have the coaching discount? I was like, nope, I am not coaching. Like, no, I just need to do this on myself. Like I am in like the lowest point of my life. I was crying, contemplating suicide. Like it was bad. I was like, there's no one that would ever want to listen to me. And so I paid full price for the shakes. I paid full price for everything. And I did it for a month and lost 14 pounds, or it was 12 pounds. And I was like over the moon excited. I was like, oh my God, like, how is this working? It's so good. Like, this is changing my life. And so people started seeing it because I was already sharing my journey on Instagram. If you scroll down on my Instagram, I keep it all there. You can see how much I've yo-yoed, how many things I've switched, how many times I've started and stopped and started and stopped. And that is one reason why I loved keeping that, because it's proof that I'm not bullshitting. Like I'm literally telling my story. And so I started loving it. And I was like, people were asking me, they're like, what is working for you? And I'm like, I'm just doing these Beachbody workouts. Like I'll give you in contact with my coach. And then I told my coach, I was like, a couple of girls asked what I was doing. And I gave them your name. She's like, well, why don't you sign them up, girl? And you get a commission off of them. And I'm like, cause I don't want to coach. Like that's not for me. And then another month went by and more people started asking me. I was like, okay, what is this whole coaching thing about? You know, at least I can get a discount. And so I signed up for the coaching to get the discount and hit Success Club. I signed up, it was like February 26th or something. And then I signed up 3 people that month and hit Success Club my very first month with 3 days left in the month. So if you guys, it's 2 days, you can do it. If you're not at Success Club, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Even in the most broken state I was in. And I knew right then and there that this was going to save my life, that this was going to stick me on my journey. And so hear me out, y'all. Our job as coaches is to show up every single day on social media. Every single day. If we don't, our business suffers. Y'all, you are literally, if you are failing at your diet, if you're failing at your nutrition, that means you're not doing your job. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to do all the things and eat all the things, right? But I'm saying you have to show up, because if you're showing up, it's going to force you to be more conscientious, because you guys all can agree that we're better at our job when our nutrition's better, when we're feeling better. And so y'all, like literally a light bulb clicked, and I was like, if I make this my job to show up and to eat right, then like I'm gonna be successful. Like that, there's no ends that sort of butt up, because I'm a person, like if I'm gonna do something, I'm doing it all the way, especially with like business related stuff. And so I decided, I was like, I'm gonna do this all the way. And in a month I was like, you know what, screw this, like I don't like my job. The first paycheck I got that equaled what I made as a full-time corporate at State Farm. I quit my job. People thought I was insane. I was a coach for 2 months and I'd quit my job, and here we are almost a year later, and I am still retired full-time, now doubling that. And it's all because I committed. It's all because I committed not only to the journey, but I committed to my business. And those two go hand in hand. You cannot treat those two things separate. They literally go hand in hand. You have to think, okay, so if I'm not 100% on my game in my fitness nutrition, are you going to feel like showing up? Are you going to feel like taking pictures? Are you going to feel like telling a story? No. So your job, like literally our sole job, is to make sure that we do like what we need to do, like fitness related. And so I am 100 pounds down now as of a year. And it's all because literally, y'all, I committed. Like that's it. I committed to the business, and the nutrition followed, because they go hand in hand. It's just like inviting and growing your network. They all go hand in hand. And that's just pretty much how I did it. Y'all, if you're saying like, I just can't get over the yo-yoing, like I just can't get over the mindset aspect, no, you're fine. If you're sweeping, I'm at Dunkin' because my internet's gone. So y'all just don't mind me. I'm a hot mess. But like, if you don't decide like right now, like that has no power over me anymore. Like that, these foods don't have any power over me anymore. And the second you think about that, y'all, it is a game changer. And so that is one thing I urge you, is just to think, okay, I never want you to say, I can't have anything. Like you don't ever say like, because you can have anything you want. Like literally, you can go eat a dozen donuts right now. You can do that because you can. Don't ever say you can't do anything, because the second you say, I can't have that drink, or I can't eat this, or I can't do that, you're never going to have your mind off of it until you eat it, and then you're going to engorge yourself. You can have anything. It is it, do I want it? Do I really want it? If you really want it, take a bite, move on. Nothing's going to be detrimental. You've got to disattach your emotions with the food. And that was one of the biggest things for me, is because I'm a super emotional eater. I eat when I'm happy, I eat when I'm sad, I eat everything. But you've got to disattach those, because once the food does not have a mental capacity over you anymore, it's done for. And like, I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, okay, there's good food and there's bad food. Like there's just food. Like if you tell yourself it's bad, like it's not bad. I'm sorry, but eating a big bowl of queso and drinking a huge margarita is not bad. Like it doesn't taste bad. It's not bad. It's just there's nutrient dense food, and then there's not nutrients dense food. So if you tell yourself like, I can't, or it's bad, or all these things, it's literally telling your mind, the second you have that thing, oh my God, I'm being bad, I'm cheating on my diet, whatever. There's no such thing as cheating on a lifestyle. It's all about balance and control. And so you've got to just have control in the aspect of like, I'm okay to loosen the reins sometimes. If I slip up and eat an entire large pizza, tomorrow is a new day. But don't ever think I'm working out to eat, or I'm eating all this, so I've got to double up my workout, or I just undid my workout. They're two separate things. A lot of my challengers don't get that. They're like, oh my gosh, well, I just had this pizza. It means I just undid all the hard work I did. No, that's bullshit. There's two separate things. You enjoyed pizza. You enjoyed your meal. Move on. Okay. So those are like my tips for that. If you guys have any business related questions, I'd be happy, or any questions about anything, because I don't really have like a long spiel. It's just basically disattaching the emotion to it. And it takes work, and it takes a lot of hard work. But whenever I disattach that emotion to it, and I just realized nothing was bad anymore, y'all, it is a game changer. But it doesn't mean I don't struggle. It doesn't mean that I don't slip up and literally engorge myself a whole day. Or when I'm on vacation, I don't eat like an asshole, because I do. But it's one thing, it's like, I don't step on the scale anymore. Like, I look at the scale every once in a while, but I don't ever let that number describe my worth. I used to step on that scale the day after I would engorge myself, and then like starve myself until it was back, or I would feel guilty, and then it would just end a vicious cycle. Y'all, the best thing you could ever do for you and your journey is break up with that scale, is get off of it and tell that scale to go shove it, because literally that's basically what you need to do, because that number is just proof that gravity exists, and gravity's a bitch. So we don't need to know that gravity's there. All we need to know is that our clothes are fitting better. We're feeling better. Like, if we focus on those things, and that's one thing I love about Transform 20 is those transformers. Focus on how stronger you're getting or how quicker you're getting. Do not focus on that number, because that number, it's just a liar. Like literally, y'all, if you look at my Instagram, I practically have abs, and I weigh 210 pounds. I'm 5'6". Like, I'm not even at Amazon. Do you know what I say to that scale? F you, dude. It does not. Your worth is not in that number. Your worth is here. Your worth is here. How you think and how you feel about yourself and how you love yourself. That number does not describe your worth. You don't see, oh, she's beautiful because she's this number. Or if I hit 160 pounds, I'm going to be fit. Because guess what, y'all? When you hit that number, I promise you won't be satisfied, because then you're just going to want another number, and you're going to want to get lower and lower and lower. But if you're looking for validation within yourself, that is the only time you're going to be satisfied. This journey, we can't be so worried about the destination. It's just in like our business. We're always so worried about the destination. I got to get to diamond. I got to get 2-star. I got to get to elite, whatever. But we don't even stop to smell the fucking roses and smell the journey and enjoy the journey. Y'all, this fitness journey, this is beautiful. I went to California last year. I went, to Indianapolis. I went to Missouri. I went to all these different places. I enjoyed all these different foods. And I enjoyed the journey. I didn't say, oh, I can't have this because I got to get to this goal weight, or I'm not going to be happy with my body right now. I wore a bikini, but I can't be happy with my body right now because I'm not. No, F that, y'all. Own where you're at right now in your business and in your personal journey. Own it where you're at right now, because right now you're never going to be right here again. You're never going to have this day back again. Always start with a part of gratitude. I always, in my boot camps or I have an online fitness academy, and I'm like, okay, y'all, every single day at the end of the day, what was one thing you're grateful for today? And then what is one thing you're proud of yourself for today? And when you end in gratitude and gratefulness, y'all, this journey, you're going to stop and say, oh my gosh, like that number, it didn't move, but I still feel amazing. And you're going to realize that it has no power over you anymore. Okay, that's what I got. I don't know.
No, that's totally okay. And it doesn't always have to be this hour-long conversation on a team call, right? I think seeing how you transform, because I saw your whole transformation and I watched it for that whole 6 weeks with Transform 20, that first time through. And from start to finish, I think just the way that your mindset changed was completely amazing. And, you probably get it a lot, or you probably get a lot of questions, but from one coach to another, just kind of looking in, you guys, she doesn't bullshit around. She doesn't like sit here and try to cover up that she ate that. She literally will tell you how it is all day long. And I think it comes to show as a coach and how she coaches and how all of you guys coach. We have demons. We have things that we're not proud of. We have things that we try to hide. But those are the things that freaking make us relatable. So I think a lot of us, our thing this year is stepping outside of our comfort zone and getting real uncomfortable with our journey. And I could talk about embracing your journey all day long. Damn, my team name is Embrace Empire. But you guys truly have to learn how to embrace your journey, and she embraces every single bit. Whether she freaking has gone into Sprouts and grabbed some damn dried green beans, or she's sitting at a Mexican restaurant with and chips and a margarita, you see every single bit of her journey. So the next time you have a taco or you go out to eat and it's that, who the hell cares? It's okay. And
I would not personally, and I'm just going to say this, like, I wouldn't want to join the person who's perfect or who makes their life seem perfect and they only eat the not nutrient dense food behind the scenes. I want to see the person that I know is enjoying herself. Like, that's one reason my upline is Ashley Molstad. I joined her because I saw, like, she likes to drink just as much as me. She likes food just as much as me, and she's still obsessed with the journey. And that's one thing that drew me to her. So what drew you to your coach, or what drew you to, you know, whatever influencers you look at? Like, if you go to my page right now, you will see me chowing down on a huge ass burger. And then I had 3 or 4 different types of carbs. Like, I did not give an F. It was a celebration and I was excited. Like, that's one thing, like, you've got to share. And that's one thing I say every time is, like, balance is key. And I show people that I drink my shake, but I also drink my margs, or I do this and I do that. But, and that you can get results with that, because nobody wants to give up the things they love. Nobody wants to give up anything. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And you've got to show them. And I always say, like, I teach them my version of the meal plan. And I always add the emphasis on, like, my versions, because they can only get that from me. And I have this whole PDF that I send them with my principles and my nutrition principles and how I follow the meal plan. And it's like, I don't use the nutrition, the plan as Bible. I use it as guideline. And I think that is the thing that has made me the most successful, is I use that plan as the guideline, but not my Bible. And I still enjoy my things and I still enjoy life, and then I move on from it. And so you've got to just share with people like that. Like, I'll teach you the way I have been successful. I'll teach you the way, you know, I'm able to do this meal plan and make it work in a lifestyle mode. And that's going to gear them towards you and wanting to be with you versus wanting to be with another coach or just sign up for Beachbody on demand.
Allie, how would you say in the past 11 months, just kind of your routine and committing every day to the business, what are your...
I mean, y'all, I am at freaking Dunkin' Donuts right now at 9:30 at night. I could have just said, Heather, my internet went out. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do the call. Can we reschedule? Like, that shows commitment. Would any of y'all be doing that? If you say no, then you're not committed enough. If you treat this like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. But if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. I have worked, I think I'm on 14 hours today at work. Guess how many challenge packs I sold? 1. That means I made $2.30 an hour. The life of an entrepreneur. But one day I'm going to be making, one day in the next year, I'll be making $100 to $200 an hour because of these hours and scrum work that I'm putting in. I wake up, I am retired myself, but I still wake up at 4:45 every single morning. Do I like to wake up at that time? No. But I do, because it's commitment and it's what helps me with my daughter and the schedule to get work before she's done. So I get up at 4:45. I work out at 5:15. I do my personal development. I do my journaling. I go right into work until I got to get my daughter up at 7:30. At 7:30, I get her up. She goes to school at 8:30. She's at school for 3 hours. Those 3 hours, I've got dedicated hustle time. Pick her up. It's lunch. It's playtime with her for about 2 hours, and then I'm back up in the office and she's hanging out with me. I call her she's my little coworker. She sits under my desk. She has like a pillow and a blanket, and she likes to sit under my desk and watch or play little storybooks. And I could have mom guilt about that, or I could be thankful that I get to just hang out with her and have her at my feet while I work, and know that I'm showing her that mommy works and mommy's building a strong business. She always comes and she's like, Mama work, or Rai Mama work, like Rai works with Mama. And I'm like, yeah, baby, you can come work with Mama. And she comes in my office and I sit there, and that is the best thing I've ever done for my business. Is I have an office and I don't work anywhere but my office. So I sit at my desk and I work dedicated hours at my desk, and it helps me separate work and home. And I think that's important, especially as baby coaches. Like, we get so consumed with our business because we're so obsessed with it. And if you're not consuming your life with it, it means you're not obsessed with it enough, and you need to get more obsessed. Because I will literally work 20 hours a day. No joke. Like, I worked 14 hours today, and I'm like, I could work more. Like, That's how much I'm obsessed with it. And if you're not at that level of obsession, you got to work and dig harder and get more excited, because y'all, you don't realize what a freaking opportunity you have here. You don't realize what a gift that you have right here if you aren't this obsessed. And so we all have different times that we can put into it. But when I was working full time, y'all, I was still putting in 3 or 4 hours a day on top of a 50-hour work week, because we are building a business, and it takes grind, and it takes exhaustion, and it takes hustle. But y'all, you've got to hustle and work now like others won't, to live later like others could only dream of. So are you willing to do the things people aren't ever going to be willing to do, to live like people would never be able to live?
Drink your coffee, girl. You've got another 3 hours of work in you. But I wanted to bring Allie on so she could share not only her journey with you guys from a yo-yo dieter to being a successful lifestyle liver, but also in her business, because it works if you work. And that is true in every aspect in life. Your program's going to work if you're going to put in the work. It doesn't have to be, tit for tat on your containers or tit for tat on your choosing mindset. It is your way, right? In your business is going to work if you put in the work, okay? If you treat it like a hobby and you show up for 20 minutes a day, you're going to make 20 cents a week in commissions, if that. If you show up and you listen to your coach, that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure that's what Allie did when she started coaching. She listened to what her coach has told her to do. They're not number one in the company. They're not in the top 50 in the company because they played around and messed around all day, every day. Your coach and my coach and their coach are all in the top 50 in the company, and plenty more of Danielle's coaches. We pick some kick-ass coaches to have as coaches, and we have some of the best leaders in the company if you listen to what we say. So take it from her, take it from me, take it from your coach, because you're on a kick-ass team. Do what they tell you to do. If that means you go emerald in 24 hours because you look at somebody and say, you will buy dirt for me, and you sign up a spouse and a best friend and a mom, do it. There's a reason behind it. And I'm sure Allie is like, yes.
Y'all, I am so sick of people saying this shit's hard. Like, it's not hard. There's nothing hard about our job. Like, if you're sitting there saying, oh my God, Emerald's hard, like, I call bullshit. Like, you're making excuses for yourself. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of a blunt person. But Emerald's U+2. Like, that's it. And y'all, Diamond is not even hard. Guess what? Diamond's 12 coaches. I went Diamond in 4 days. 4 days. And I had 0 warm market. So I didn't have just friends and family knocking on my door saying, oh my God, let me buy your challenge pack. I have signed up to this day. I have, I think, 168 in my downline. 6 people I've ever signed up are people I knew before Beachbody. I could have used that as an excuse. I could have used that as a limiting belief to say, I'm never going to be successful, or I'm not going to be able to do anything. But no, we are only as good as like the things we tell ourselves. And if you feed yourself these bullshit limiting beliefs and excuses, that's all you're ever going to be. So you've got to tell yourself, like, I can do this. And use me as an example. Allie did it in 4 days. I sure as hell can do it in a month. Or I sure as hell can do it in 3 days. There's nothing more special about her than me. The only thing that is more special about me than a lot of people is I will work circles around anybody out there. Anyone. I will work harder. I will work longer than anyone out there. And that's the only reason I say that I'm successful and other people aren't. Y'all, just work harder. Work longer. So what if you don't get to go a little extra sleep? So what if you have to spend a little bit more time on your office? Remember, we make sacrifices right now so we can live life that only people could dream about later. You can get emerald. Like it's like you could be emerald like tomorrow. That's like not even hard. Diamond, not even hard. You really want to get to 2-star. 2-star is where you're going to start seeing your income jump, and you're going to start seeing you as a leader leading the front. And so that's really what you want to get to. Not diamond, not 1-star, not emerald. You want to get to 2-star, but you got to hit these milestones to get there. So what are you going to do first? You got to first hit emerald. So you better all wake up Thursday emerald if you're not emerald. Like tomorrow, like literally tonight, you could go emerald. It is 9:30 Eastern. You got till midnight. Dude, done.
And it's not because of her Instagram following, just an FYI, because she has grown the shit out of her following in the past 6 months. So don't use that she's not following, because I've been following her. And her following was not that big.
I had 900 followers when I started, y'all.
I've been following her for a while.
And most of them were Beachbody people. Let's just be real.
Well, and here's the thing. I follow her for a reason, guys. I don't follow her and here's the thing. When you follow somebody that is a Beachbody coach, you might want to think about why you're following them. You're not going to follow them to compare your business, right? But if you are following them because they truly inspire you, that's fine. But the minute you start comparing yourself to where they're at in their journey, just unfollow them. And that's okay. It's okay to unfollow. I don't follow my own coach. I don't follow Ashley. Do I look at what
I don't follow Ashley?
But I cannot compare my chapters to her chapters. There's no way ever you can compare your chapter to her chapter, okay? So inspirational coaches, cool. You start to compare, unfollow. So anything else, Allie? I am so glad you just kind of shared your heart. I think that's what I just wanted you to come share your heart, because I see your heart go into this business so much. And if you guys, she put her handle in the link, but I'll go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste it so you guys have it when I upload this call as well. And Allie, if you don't have anything else, thank you so much for coming and jumping on. And girl, get home to hopefully you have internet soon.
God, I hope so. I downloaded a few workouts just in case. But
well, hey, just in case, there you go. You might be at Dunkin' Donuts at like 5 a.m.
They're gonna get sick of me.
Not with all that coffee you're buying, girl. You're fine.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Good night, guys.